something on your mind anytime. I'm here to listen. Sister Talk. When you need someone who understands, I know what you're missing. Sister Talk. No matter what you're going through, don't worry, I ain't going nowhere. Sister Talk. If you ever feel alone, say the word, I'll be right there. Sister Talk. Sister, 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 sister talk, sister.
Let's talk about Rachel Dolezal. You heard about her?
Oh, yes,
the president of the chapter at the NAACP in Spokane, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rachel Dolezal has been pretending, masquerading for a number of years to be black. She's a white woman who says that she's black, not African American, mind you, but black. Her white neighbors suspected that she was black, so she has been pretty much.
Wait, they suspected she was black?
I mean,
that she was white.
She was white, and
that's a
I don't know
turnaround.
why black people didn't suspect that, but I guess it's because of the
You're
hair.
suspected of being white.
She's been masquerading as a black woman. She has two adopted sons, whereas her parents adopted them. I don't know how she got a hold of them, but she was ousted because her parents made a video saying that she's not a black woman. She is a white woman, and her ancestry is Russian, German, and all that. There's been a big outcry on Twitter, social media. Some people are saying, hey, if we can accept Bruce Jenner going to the extreme and becoming a woman, why can't we accept this woman being black? Mind you, that she knows the black culture. I've seen pictures of her.
She teaches African studies.
She teaches African studies. I've seen pictures of her doing showing pictures of slideshows of natural hairstyles today and how they are similar to ancient Africa. I mean, this woman knows her stuff.
Well, is she any less black than a black person who doesn't know this stuff? I mean, the truth of the matter is, you spoke on that too earlier. We are all from the African loins, so to speak. And if you look at the European houses, all the European houses were dominated at one point by Africans. The whole structure, hierarchy of kings and queens was brought from African culture. So my point is that if you think about what is the term Slav, that was slave. And are we one, or are we a bunch of different people? The truth is, we come from one source.
From what you were talking about, I think what the whole gender situation is that she wasn't upfront about it. She didn't out herself out. No. There's a difference where Bruce is out there.
She sounded like she believed it.
Didn't out her, like she wasn't saying that I'm gonna act like I'm black. Like she got grants that were only supposed to be for black women, so she didn't out. It's different when someone tells on you than when you tell on yourself.
Come with it.
So she didn't tell on herself. That was what people said. Tell on yourself. When I tell on myself, there's nothing for you to tell. I've already said it. So I think the issue is she didn't tell on herself. I mean, not to mention some black people could take some notes from her. Some black people need to act like they're black, where she's choosing. They can take some notes from her on a lighter note, She knows what's up. She knows where it's at. However, I mean, I disagree with the trickery involved with it. Like she wasn't, if you're upfront, like, listen, I respect black. I'm going to my black roots from umpteen years ago because we understand every race derives from us. That's different. That's not the way she went about it.
212-757-1393. You watch the SISTAH Talk TV show, and we're talking about a white woman who's passing for black. When I first saw it, I was like, I literally did this. Wait a minute. And then I started laughing. And then I did this again. And then I was like, I just think that's unbelievable.
It's hilarious. 10 years that
10 years.
She's been doing that.
I think that's something else because you got black people who are passing for white.
Yeah, and you have the NAACP.
You got white people passing for black.
They're basically defending her. They're saying that, well, you know what? she didn't break any rules, she didn't break any laws, because with the NACP, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. But here's the reality and whatnot. Once again, it goes back to the hypocrisy of the system. If you recall, not too long ago, there was a sister who took her child and put her child in a different district so that her child can have access to a better education. They put her in jail and said that she was stealing services, theft of services. So if this woman have been getting grants and have been,
identity.
saying that she's black.
But okay, what about the black people who are passing for white that are doing the same thing? You have black people that are passing for white, that are doing the same thing. They're getting jobs because they are passing, and that recruiter thinks that they are black. When I was a kid, when I was going to these summer jobs under the Marion Barry administration, because of my name, Deetra, it wasn't that common, Deetra Kelsey. And you talk to some of the white people, there's a combination of Irish and German and all that, not Washington, not Jackson and stuff like that. I was in different offices than my peers, than my friends, because of my name. I mean, when they saw me,
but that was your name.
Deetra.
You didn't reconfigure your whole entire personality.
But there are black people who do. We have a phone call. Call, or you watch the Sister Talk TV show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what do you have to say?
Black Status from Harlem.
Oh,
What I want to say is, anyone, white, yellow, red, who wants to help the disenfranchised, I applaud that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I'm definitely a fan of your show. I watch it all the time.
Oh, well, thank you very
I
much.
want to thank you for doing what you do, and keep doing it.
Okay, thank
and
you.
hello to the panel.
All right.
you.
Thank you. Peace.
Thank you.
Okay.
Peace. All right.
I don't think people are taking away her work. I think it's about how she went about it. That I don't know why her parents are just now saying something 10 years later. I mean, I have no idea. But it's the matter of if it's really that genuine, if the NAACP really doesn't care, then why? See, why do what you did? Like, what was the motive behind pretending to be black? That's the question I have.
Well, I know that her parents adopted some black children, which she took and said that they are hers, and she said that she adopted them. And I believe her husband is black also.
But what does that have to do with you literally configuring your whole, what's the why behind it?
The trickery, I don't agree with the trickery also.
And
I'm still conflicted about this, but I just think that deep down in her soul, she sort of felt like this is her call. This is what she is supposed to be, a black woman. She wants to be black, which I think is very, very interesting.
It's very interesting
because when you say black, you thinking the bottom of the pole, the bottom of the barrel. You ain't gonna get nowhere. There was an article some years ago where they wanted to. I don't think that either. I don't think that. There was an article some years ago where this white school, they were thinking about changing the name to Martin Luther King Jr. High School. There was outrage in that community. That white community said no, it would lower the standard of education. They would lower the meaning of the school. It would just put them in a lower category. They did not want that. You're black, you're out. You know that old saying, I forgot, light, bright, stick around.
If you're black, stand back.
Stand back, brown, stick around, what have you.
But if you're white, you're all right.
This brings up the same question. Are you gay or are you not gay? If you feel that you have leanings toward one direction, is the world supposed to tell you that that's not what you are? If that woman, by the body of her work, I think she is doing a positive effort in the black community. But the point is this, the outrage is that she says she's black when she actually, or supposedly, I don't know which, is white. If she wants to be black, you could be black. Just live up to it and be real.
Integrity, and that's my whole point. Like, no one's taking away from her work. So you can't compare her to Bruce. He's out, this is what it is. I believe I'm a woman and stuff. He put it out there. She did not out herself.
Her parents did it.
She did not out herself. That's what I'm talking about. If you believe you're black, I'm proud of you. You should be
Where's the
amongst
black
royalty.
father coming
Good
in
job.
Okay, now, wait.
However,
So
you
now
didn't
she's
out
out.
yourself.
She's out now.
Yeah.
Or could it be
Does her
employed-
body of work change?
No, it doesn't.
don't think
That's
so.
the question.
It doesn't.
I think she'll
Well,
continue, doing
What
the
I'm
same
thinking
thing.
is that maybe she wants to be a double minority. I'm a sister of color,
That's
and I'm a
interesting.
woman,
Then
so
say
therefore
that.
I should be entitled to certain amenities and whatnot that are set aside for or for women businesses, et cetera, et cetera. And
It's
that's
the
the same thing that
economics.
happened with the white women's movement and whatnot. They were white, they were women, and now they want to be minorities. Or considered minorities.
So where did they send her? Back to Africa? No, I'm being facetious.
Well, so it says a lot when your parents out you.
Listen,
It says
like, nobody
a lot.
mentioned mama, nobody mentioned daddy over 10 years. Like, what
Yeah.
kind of association do
Well,
you
she
have?
says, she claims another black man
What's
is
her
her
dad? I
father.
saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh my
So she
goodness.
claiming
Yeah, so
everybody.
my whole
But she
point,
also
the
claims
integrity behind
that
it.
she also claims that her parents abused her when she was young.
Whatever it is,
But whatever
get out yourself. This is my whole point. You did not say 10 years ago, I want to connect with my African culture from umpteen years ago, and I'm changing to be a black woman. You didn't say that.
Okay.
It was trickery. And
So
that's
she
what
should
integrity was.
apologize.
We could go on and
She can do
on
what
with
she
a
wants
lot of
to do.
hot
Do
topics,
something,
but we have to close the show.
Wait,
and I
don't
have
close.
I have to give my closing remarks. Again, this is my favorite episode. My favorite part of the show is honoring black fathers. My father, a long time ago, where they were having hard times, and my aunt in Chicago wanted to take me and my brother to live with them. And my mother and father, they thought about it, and my father said, no, we will starve together first. And we never did. I love you, Daddy. I love you, and I miss you. This is Dietrich Kelsey, host of Sister Talk TV show. And as always, stay in the light.
I know what you're missing, Sister Talk. No matter what you're going through, don't worry, I ain't going nowhere. Sister Talk. If you ever feel alone, say the word, I'll be right there. Sister Talk, sister.